Hello, and welcome to our Jana Marie Foundation Wellness Break. Thanks for being here. My name is Jackie. In case you are new to our little wellness breaks that we've been doing these past couple of weeks, the colors that you need for this painting are posted there. We're mostly going to need blue and white are our main colors, and just a wee bit of black and red and yellow here. Michelle, you found me! So we're going to be working on this beach scene. We've got a sand dune here with some of these sea grasses. Yes. I hope reminds some of you of maybe the Outer Banks where you have those dunes and some of that sea grass. So I've got the beach on my mind today. I don't know if it was because the weather was just rainy and windy, and I just wish that I were somewhere sunny. But actually, if I look behind me, yeah, it looks like the sun is out here in State College, Pennsylvania, finally. So that's really nice. So we'll get started in just a couple minutes. I always like to wait a couple minutes and have everybody get here, gather your supplies, get your art space nice and organized. Maybe you've got your snacks and your drinks, all your materials. Maybe you want to put on some tunes. And as always, I want to thank Jana Marie Foundation for having me here. It's been a joy being here for you guys, and you guys being here for me, bringing me joy during these times. So thank you so much to Jana Marie Foundation. And if you're new, maybe you want to send as a thank you to Jana Marie Foundation, go to their website, janmariefoundation.org. Maybe as a thank you, just send them a couple of dollars, donate a couple of dollars here and there. I know they would appreciate all help because of their major fundraiser that was canceled. So we want to help them out and to continue to do all the great things they do in State College and in the surrounding areas. If you're a local State College, you may have seen them on the local news for all the fun, uplifting signs they've been putting around downtown and around State College. So that was really cool to see. I just took a sip of from my water bottle. I don't know about you, but I've not been doing well at hydrating lately. I don't know why, but hydration is important, guys. So yeah, not just coffee these days, right? You gotta drink that water. All right, so again, here is the painting that we're working on. If you want to take a picture of that, someone in your house has a cell phone that you can use to take a picture or a screenshot, so you can use it as a reference. This is what we're working with today. Again, the materials. You can use pretty much anything you have around the house: crayons, markers, pastels, chalk, even a pencil drawing, colored pencils, whatever you got, you can follow along. And we'll create some art today on what turned out to be a really beautiful Thursday in State College. In the morning it was kind of windy and rainy, but we are looking good right now, and I'm so happy that you guys are here with me. So how about we get started? Move this over here. Just a reminder, or for those of you who are new, there is a delay on the comments. So if you have a question or need me for something, don't worry, I will see it. It just might take a second or two. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this nice beach scene. Just gonna place the original painting where I can see it. Oh, did it, Lisa? Where are you, Lisa? Where is it pouring raining? All right. So I'm going to grab my big brush here. So this is what my big brush looks like. I typically like to use, in New York City. Oh gosh. This is my big flat brush. I like working with one with an angle. If you have one of those are great. So let's start with some white paint. Let's just give ourselves a nice base of white, and we're gonna put this white down about halfway, right? If we look at our original here, I'm gonna take this white down to about midway. Might be just a little bit more than midway, but really it's up to you. Where do you want this horizon line to be? And that's where you're gonna bring your white down to. Okay, so I'm just gonna do something really kind of quick. I just want to get a nice light coat of white there. That's going to help us with our sky in a moment. I don't know if you can tell, but my brush still has a bit of black paint in it from earlier today, so I'm getting a little gray, but that's okay. Washing your brushes is very important, but sometimes we're in a hurry. All right, so I'm going down to about here for my horizon line, right here. And I'm just gonna get off all of that excess white paint in there. Again, with my remnants of black in there. Woo! That brush is definitely dirty. You just scrape off that gray. That's okay though. That could be a happy accident for us, actually. All right, so now I want to, I'm not going to wash my brush. I still have that white on there, and that's okay. I'm going to go into some blue, and a little goes a long way, right? So we can always add more blue. It gets more difficult to take it away if we go into hot and heavy with the blue. I'm just going to tap in just a little bit like that. And you can do, horizontal strokes. We've been doing that a lot lately. Or you can do the crisscross, swish and flick. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine where I want my big white fluffy clouds to be. And I'm just going to kind of avoid that area, right? So I'm just going to imagine that I have these big puffy white clouds. They're almost kind of like a little mountain over here. So I'm just going to avoid the area that I want to have sky. So I'm just going to start blending my blue at the top. And if we want to get technical, we want to keep the top part of our sky a little bit darker. Then as we go down, we want it to lighten up just a bit. So I might go in with some more blue here. And again, I'm going to kind of keep in mind that I want my mountainous cumulonimbus, is that it? My cloud to be kind of over here. And then I can kind of see sky here maybe. Okay. And then in my world, I can see sky right as it touches the ocean. So I have something like that. Again, you can have a smooth horizontal stroke, but I think the crisscross stroke works better for me here because I can kind of sketch out these clouds, right? All right. Ooh, this is nice and relaxing already. I don't know about you. Something about painting on a canvas, it just, it's good therapy for me. Very relaxing. That's why I loved watching Bob Ross. He just, mesmerizing and relaxing, and his tone of voice. Hi, Luke! Yeah, he was awesome. I'm trying to remember if I had to be sick home from school to watch him or if he was on after school. I don't remember. Or was maybe Price is Right was when you were sick home from school. All right. How about that? So my clouds are not done yet, right? I just kind of plan them out, okay? Oh yeah, do we have experts in the house? I'm always forgetting my scientific names of clouds here. All right, so I don't know, I'm kind of feeling that. I kind of like that. So I might actually, as I say that, I might add in just a little, hi Anya, just a little smidgy. Oh, Ida, I don't think I knew you were in, I'm assuming you guys work for AccuWeather. I don't know. Just add a little bit more blue up there. So our clouds are not done yet, but we've done ourselves a big favor by leaving them blank for now, right? But yeah, this is pretty much it for the blue part of our sky. Okay. So now we're gonna crowdsource this information here, figure out what these clouds are. So for now, I do want to wipe off any excess paint from my brush. And I want to give that brush a nice, good, clean rinse, because we want to go into some white and then fluff up these clouds. Make them nice and fluffy. Again, I always stress that you want to wipe off as much paint as you can before you rinse. It just extends the life of your water, first of all, but it also extends the life of your brushes. All right. I wish you guys could see. So behind me is a big window, and we have one of those cat hammocks, I guess, that hang in the window. And we've been putting out birdseed, which of course the squirrels are eating. But my cat has made several friends with two gray squirrels and a red squirrel. Oh man, I'm gonna try to, if you guys humor me for a second, I'm gonna try to show you guys what's happening right now. All right. So there's the cat, and there's the squirrel. Cat tail wagging. And this has been our entertainment. Look, I'm a squirrel. I'm riding a bike. No big deal. Okay. I thought I'd share that. It's sort of been our entertainment these past weeks here. Oh man, and what was that, Matt? A red-tailed hawk that swooped down earlier? Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I barely caught it out of the corner of my eye, but this red-tailed hawk just like swooped down. I think he was trying to get something, but he was not successful. But oof, just gorgeous. Okay, back to painting. I'm just gonna make sure my brush is dry. Nikki says hi. She's a little busy right now, but she'll get back to you. All right. So let's fluff up these clouds. I'm going to take my big brush, which is now clean. Ooh. So I just got a phone call and I declined it, so I don't know how that interrupts the live feed at all. So hopefully we're good. All right. So I'm going to dip my clean dry brush into some white. Again, a little goes a long way, and I'm going to use the brush stroke that's kind of like I'm pretending to sign my name. I'm just like pretending to write in cursive, basically. So just like curly cues, swirlies, and I'm just going to swirl up into some of the blue, and that's going to soften up those blue corners. And I might need some more white paint. Yeah, so I'm just going to get up into those blue edges and kind of soften up those edges. And then we actually get kind of a mixture between the blue and white, and that's really fun. Again, you might need to start with a little bit of paint before you go in and add thicker amounts of paint, just to kind of get a feel for how the paint is reacting. Oh yeah, I am definitely channeling some Bob Ross here with this one, huh? Oh, this is definitely my therapy. Oh, I want to be at this beach. How do we like that? That's fun, right? Get those nice wispy, soft edges. And you can just kind of play. You get those very subtle blends with the blue and the white together. Cool stuff. So this is a cloud technique that you can kind of practice if you have, just some cardboard or, pretty much anything, to just kind of practice that brush stroke and practice with like, how much white do I need? How much blue do I want to mix with? Okay. So that's feeling pretty good about that. How are you guys doing? My sense is that you're doing awesome and that you have these big, happy, fluffy clouds. I can feel it as it comes out of my iPhone camera right now. I'm going to take a minute to get some water. Water to drink, not for my brush. I don't know. Something is telling me that Anya is giving me a ton of thumbs up right now. All right, so now that we've got those big fluffy clouds, what we can do to give some dimension and depth to our clouds is we can add some very subtle, like lavender grays, okay? And you don't have to do this part. If you want your clouds to be big and white and fluffy and bright and sunny and happy, that's totally cool. I do tend to like to add a little depth and dimension with other colors. So for this one, I'm going to make like a lavender gray. So I have that white still on my brush, right? And I'm probably going to get some more white. I'm going to grab some more white paint here, and just with the smidgiest of smooches of black. So I'm just barely touching. Did I even touch it? No, I didn't even touch it. Just a wee bit, a smidgy smooge of black there. I'm just going to start working up a color down here. That even might be too much black, so I'm going to add a little bit more yellow. Oh my goodness, more white. And a little smidgy smooge of red. And a little smidgy smooge of blue. And I'm going to get this kind of lavender. I think I need more red. Okay, and I'm gonna test that on my whatever this is called, tablecloth. So yeah, I think that'll do. I might add just a little bit more white just in case. It'll be darker than you think it is. Any color that you make will be darker on the canvas than you think. So I'm just gonna blend in some more white there. And same brush stroke. I'm just going to kind of add some depth and shadow to, wherever I want to, really. But I'm just kind of adding a little bit of dimension and some interest where I think, these are the clouds, the parts of the clouds that are hiding from the sun. So they're not getting that full brightness. So I guess for me, my brightness is coming from this direction. So just a little depth. Now the great thing about this is if you do add color and you're like, I don't like that at all, you can just let it dry and you can go over that with white paint later. That's the cool thing about acrylics, at least. So something like that. All right. That's pretty much it with our sky, right? So, I can just make clouds all day. I love clouds. Okay, so once we're done with our sky, we can wipe off our brush, get off any excess glops of paint there. And again, we want to give our brush a nice good clean rinse because we don't want any of that white paint to get in the way of our next color. And our next colors are going to be used to make our ocean. And we don't want the white to get in there to bother what we're doing there. So make sure we get all that excess paint off and give your brush a nice good clean rinse. All right. Give that a nice wipe in my paper towel. I want that to be nice and dry. All right. For me, I always kind of wipe it on my arm just to make, so if I can feel if it's dry. I don't know, that's just me. Okay, so drink of water. Now let's take a look at our ocean. So you might notice that at the horizon line, the ocean is quite dark, and then as it comes closer to us, it lightens up. And that's done on purpose. So we're going to try to make that, the ocean that's farthest away from us, we'll make that nice and dark, okay? Why is it dark? Well, because it doesn't have the land directly underneath of it like the shore does. So that's just a deeper, darker blue. And to do that, we're going to add some black to it, but we're going to do that not first. So let's start with first things first. I'm going to go into my blue paint. Go into my blue paint. And I'm going to just find my horizon line again. I don't have a lot of paint just yet. Just kind of figuring things out here. Let's get some more paint there. All right. All right, mine's kind of a little bit scratchy, so I'm just going to go over that again just to get that as smooth and crisp as I can. So we're not, by the way, we're not going all the way down with the blue just yet because we do want to leave our sand dunes open, right? So just like how we planned and left our clouds free, we don't want to go all the way down yet because we want our sand dunes to go right over top of the white canvas. That might be, I'm going to give it one more go with this brush. I think I'm being a little bit too conservative with my paint here. There we go. There we go. Oops. There we go. All right. Now, with a very, very dry brush, but still with the blue paint on it. So I'm just wiping off as much as I can. Okay. I want to plan out, hey James, I just want to plan out where my dune is going to be, right? Because I don't need to paint that whole area with blue. It's just not gonna, it's gonna make our life really difficult later on when we try to put that light color on top of it. So I'm just gonna kind of plan where my dunes live in the blue paint, and then I can kind of, you know, work around them with my ocean. So that's where my dunes are there. Yay, thanks James. And we love James Tierney and Happy Valley Improv. So now I'm going to bring down all that blue down to the bottom here. I can get some more blue on my brush. All right. And these dunes, that line doesn't have to be crisp and perfect just yet, right? We don't have to worry too much about that. But what I do want to do now is I want to get the smidgiest of smooches of black. And I might want to add just a little bit of blue in my brush. Okay. And a little goes a long way. A little black goes a long way. We don't want to go too crazy because we'll turn the ocean black. And that would be kind of scary. I don't know about you. So I got a little smidgy smooch of black, and I want to darken up that blue right up to the horizon line, right? So I'm just going to do some blendy blend back and forth, right? And I can get up right to that horizon line just to show that ocean water is farther away. It does not have land or a sandbar underneath it to reflect light, so it's just super dark. Well, not super dark. It's darker by comparison. How about that? And then, if we want to get real fancy, you might have green paint to make your ocean a bit more green-blue, but I don't have green right now, but I do have blue and yellow, and that's just as good. So if I want, I can kind of add a little smidgy of yellow and get a little green happening, and I can add maybe a little green-blue, just to add different kind of ocean color here. And you might notice that with the sky, we were doing our little crisscross swish and flick. But for the ocean, I want to do that horizontal stroke because that's how the water kind of exists. It's just like long horizontal planes of water and waves, right? Waves roll in horizontally. How about that? How we doing, folks? I think we're looking good. I can just feel it. I don't know, maybe it's the sunny day. I'm feeling some positive vibes popping through my iPhone camera. And I know that we have some regulars out there painting along, and I'm so excited that you guys join in Tuesdays and Thursdays and paint with me. And I don't know, I feel like you guys have been improving your art skills even. This is just a wellness break to have fun, but you guys are just really awesome artists. So good work. All right, let's have some fun. Let's add some waves, okay? So if we look in the original, you might not be able to see, but we got these very, very subtle little touches of white, and that's to indicate that those waves are rolling in, right? And remember, this is our sand dune, so this isn't our whatchamacallit. where the sand meets the water, the shore. So this is not the shore, right? For me, this is a sand dune. So if you want to paint a shore, you wouldn't put the grasses there, or if you wanted, you would. But I'm thinking the Outer Banks, and at the shoreline, you don't have these tall grasses, right? They would be just like pummeled over. But if you want to do the shore, then you might want to have some like white spray at the very edge of the water. Okay. What am I talking about? Who are we? Where are we? Oh, right. So let's add some waves kind of rolling in the distance. So here's where a flat brush will come in handy. I still have my blue paint on the brush, and that's totally fine, but I'm going to wipe off as much as that extra. If I have like a big old glop of blue, I'm going to wipe that off. And I'm just going to dip the tippity tips of my brush in there, okay? And I'm going to use it as kind of like a little stamper. I'm just going to test it out here, and that's kind of what we're doing. Just these little tappy taps, okay? Now, if we want to get fancy, the waves that are farthest away from us are going to be super tiny, and they're going to be closer to the horizon line. So let's say, well, we got to get more paint on there if we actually want to see what's happening. How about that? So those waves that are breaking far, far off in the distance are going to be small, and they're going to be closest to the horizon line. So those are just wee little waves breaking in the distance there. And then as we get the waves rolling in closer to us, they're going to be bigger and longer. And as they move closer to us, even bigger and thicker and longer. Okay? So just kind of tap, tap, tap with our white paint. And then we get this idea that these waves are rolling in from all the way back there and then coming in towards us. Cool. I dig it. How are we doing? Good. Sweet. I'm liking this. It feels like I'm almost there at the beach. So, for our sand dunes, we're going to get real fancy and delicate because we got to mix up this sandy color. And the sandy color is mostly white with the smidgiest of smooches of black, the smidgiest of smeechiest and smooches of yellow and red. Okay? So basically think gray and orange, right? So white and black for the gray, and then just a wee bit of orange with red and yellow. So let's try to make that happen. So I'm going to wipe off my excess light blue. And I'm going to clean my brush. Give it a good clean rinse. Right. Just wipe this off. All right, so again, we want to start with mostly white. Mostly white, a little smidgy smooch of black to make it a little gray, and then we're going to add red and yellow, just a little bit to kind of make it a bit more sandy looking. And here's where everybody's sand color is going to be a little different, and that's okay because there's like tons of different colors of sand, right? So I'm starting with mostly white here, just a little smidgy smooch of black, maybe a little bit more than a smidgy. Okay, so there's my gray, and grab a little smidgy smooch of yellow. So now I'm going to have almost like an olivey color. Add a little bit more of that. And then a little smooch of red. And I think I need to add a little bit more yellow. Yeah, we're almost there. That's a little bit too greenish, so I'm going to add some red. So if you have a sand that's looking kind of olive green, then the red will tone that down. All right, I think I'm almost there. I'm going to test this on my very fancy dollar store. Yeah, that's about right for me. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of fill out my dunes here, and you can kind of crisscross. You can do stampy to get kind of the texture of sand if you want. It's really up to you. Do a little bit of both. And if you're mixing, again, if you're mixing with the ocean just a little bit, that's fine. We can totally work with that. Oh, sure. Here, let's show that finished painting again. Here you go. Give you a few seconds there to take a picture of that. All right. I think that should be fine. And we're back in business over here. All right, here we go, something like that. Now, I think because I said my light source is coming from here, maybe I want to add some darker sand color, kind of like how I did with my clouds. But I got my sand color. I might add just a little smidgy of black. And I'm just gonna give a little shadow to my dunes on the left side. And I already noticed a difference from my original painting here. So here the sun is coming from this way because the shadows are cast that way. But in my current painting, it's going to be opposite. So just figure out where your sunlight is coming from, and that's where your shadows will be cast. All right. How about that? Oh, this kind of is almost turning into a path down to the water. Okay. How we doing, team? We are ready for grass or sea oats or beach foliage. I have no idea what the technical term is. But for that, we are going to mix some green if we don't have green already. My brush is still kind of dirty from that sand color, and that's totally fine. Just gonna start working my green over here, touching into that blue, grabbing some yellow. And for me, that is just a really bright green. So I'm going to touch a smidgy smooch of black to kind of tone that down. Give that a testeroni on my tablecloth, but still a wee bit bright. So yeah, if you're mixing a green and it's like, oh my gosh, this is like atomic, toxic looking green, you can tone it down with a smidgy smooch of black. Let's see. I think I've almost got it. I might even tone it down even more with some white to make it a bit more gray. Ooh, I think we're almost there. Just a little bit more black. Yeah, something like that. All right. I hope this brush is going to be working with me today. My larger brushes, just because I use them so often, I think they're almost ready for not being used for thin lines. Let's see. So, I'm going to pick out where my seagrass is, and I am not going to be afraid to go right up into my sky and my clouds. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not the thin line I wanted from that brush. I'm going to try this one. I might have to retire that bad boy. I'm going to try this brush. Let's get some more paint worked up in here. Could also just mean that I don't have enough paint on my brush. All right, let's try that again. There we go. That's the kind of brush I want to use. And yeah, I do need more paint. I'm just not mixing enough paint, so I'm getting kind of a sketchy light. Willie, are your friends back? I can't tell. All right, so I'm just gonna keep pulling out these grasses here. They're kind of blowing in the wind. Oh, take me away to the beach. How about that? That's fun. So I have some grasses coming in the middle here. I'm going to make this one tall and thin. Oh, so that's a good trick. If you have ever have a line that's thicker than you want, just make it longer and it will look thinner. Right? So this one was a bit thick and scratchy, so I'm just going to make him the biggest one there. And that kind of helps me out here. All right. So I got those grasses there, and I'm going to have some more popping in over here. Kind of like barely on the canvas. We're poking out here and everywhere. And I got some over here too. Cool. We are almost at the beach, guys. We are almost there. I'm in my basement, staring at a lot of boxes, but I am almost at the beach. Okay, so now what I want to work on is a color that's going to do double duty for us. It's going to be a dark shadowy color that's going to work for the actual shadows of these grasses and for the little tippy tops. I don't know what these things are. I call them sea wheat or sea oats. I don't know. So they have these little kind of fluffy tops, and I'm going to use a dark shadowy color for that, and I can use it double duty for the tops of those and also the shadow cast down in the sand. This is the cover of my lamp. And I knocked it, and I gave myself a really good scare, I might add, because of the noise. Woo! I'm one of those people who will jump at anything. I hope I didn't scare you guys. All right. I'm sorry for the noise. Oh, we'll just forget it. We don't need it. Okay. I'm just going to use it as a bangle. How about that? We'll put that back in after our video. Okay. Woo! My heart is beating. Okay. So now I have that green color on my brush, right? And I can take advantage of that to make my shadow color. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to still work in that green, but I can cut it with some red. That's going to darken it up and kind of turn it kind of a brown color. Also add some yellow. So that's actually still a lot of green happening there, we can see. So I'm going to add some red there to get some brown happening. I'm also going to add a little touch of black to darken that up. Yeah, I think we're almost there. Okay. Now, I don't know where that green came from. I missed that. Okay. So with this dark color, I'm going to use it as a stamp and just stamp on those tops. They kind of look like wheat. Another technique is kind of pulling out feathers like this. That's another way to do it. So you can kind of stamp it and then pull out feathers even. I mean, it's lots of different ways to do this. How about that? Okay. Now, that same color, I'm going to pull out the shadows of my grasses here. And I'm going to need to hold my canvas to get the right angle. But for me, the light source is coming from this side, again, because our clouds are darker on the left, our dunes are darker on the left, so my shadows are going to go left. So I'm just going to go from the base of each grass and just, pull out a little shadow. Something like that. You don't have to go too crazy about it, right? Just to give the idea. Now for these, the shadow, for me, I want to create the idea that there's like a little footpath here that's been pressed down by people walking. So I'm just I'm gonna follow that path and then pull. And that's gonna kind of help give the idea that there's a little footpath there. Okay. Cool. We are almost there. So yeah, there's my little footpath, and that's why we have some flip-flops hanging out. Those are flip-flops. At least that's what they're supposed to be. So actually, before I do my flip-flops, I'm gonna add a bunch of white to this brush to make a gray, a very, very light gray. And I can add my seagulls. I have some seagulls here in the original one here. So I'm just gonna add those in. Something like that. It's better if you have a small brush. Okay. We are so at the beach now, guys. We did it. Now let's take off our flip-flops and leave them in the sand and go head for that beach. Let's go into that water. So, woo! Just banging my poor stand here. I got this really awesome stand that holds my iPhone and has that lamp, and I'm just like banging it and giving myself a jump at the same time. Okay, so flip-flops. Mine are red. What color are your flip-flops? So, for these old flip-flops, I'm just going to go into some red. And I might dull it with a little bit of that color that we had worked on for our shadow. Yeah. All right, and then my flip-flops. I kicked off my flip-flops, right here. And just going to, they look like, well, you know what flip-flops look like, right? So just like a little footprint. Add 2 of those there, like that. Actually, I think for scale, I think those flip-flops would be much bigger than that, actually. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. Grab some more red there. Just kind of get those a bit more crisp. I'm so glad that the camera doesn't face on me, because the more I sit here and feel my face, it's probably doing the weirdest things as I'm painting. All right, let's add some straps. Okay, little brush. I'm totally gonna cheat and use my liner brush. If you have a liner brush, that comes in handy. I'm gonna get some of that red, and I'm gonna darken it up with some black. And I'm going to add the straps to my flip-flops here. And with that same darker color, I'm going to add some shadow to the left side. How about that? Something like that. Go. All right. I don't know about you, but I just took my flip-flops off and I'm ready to head down to the water. So it looks like we did it. We got to the beach on a Thursday in State College, Pennsylvania, or wherever you guys are at. I think some of y'all are in Ohio, West Virginia, New York City. Wherever you guys are at, I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you had some fun, and this was a nice highlight to your day, a little moment to go to the beach as we are all stuck at home. Thanks for being here. I look forward to this. You guys bring me so much joy, and it's such a pleasure to be here, leading you guys painting. I feel like I've met new friends doing this, so thank you so much to Jana Marie Foundation for letting me be here. hosting one of their wellness breaks. Again, as a thank you to them, even if it's just a couple of dollars, if you want to go to their website, JanaMarieFoundation.org, and as a as a thank you for these little wellness breaks. They've been doing a ton of great programming now with the stay-at-home orders, but also when they're out and about. And hopefully that'll be soon. But when they're out and about in the community, they do great things for the State College area. So we love Jana Marie Foundation, and thank you guys so much for inviting me. I will be painting again on Tuesday next week on my own Facebook page. That's Paint with Jackie. So that's on Tuesday. I don't know what the date is, but it's a Tuesday. I'll be there on Tuesdays at 2:00 for as long as this crazy stay-at-home stuff goes on. So that's where I'll be on Tuesdays at 2. And who knows, maybe Jana Marie Foundation will have me back on Thursdays. So this was all we had on the schedule for Jana Marie Foundation for Thursdays, but maybe they'll have me back. We'll stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for being here. Oh, and please share your photos. We love, love, love seeing the photos of your artwork, whether it's on canvas, paper, paper plate, cardboard, whatever you got. We love seeing those photos. They bring us so much joy. So just, I think the easiest way is to put them down in the comments when everybody's done. Again, thanks for being here. My name is Jackie of Paint with Jackie. This has been a Jana Marie Wellness Break, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.